apply the Q's and we bring the A's. It's the Form and Function Q&A show.
Hey guys, welcome to F&F Q&A 23. As always, I'm Benjamin J. It's great to have you here. Right now, I'm actually hanging out at home because I had a surgery on Tuesday for a hernia. So I couldn't stand not being productive any longer. So I needed to do something, and so I figured let's go ahead and shoot a little Q&A episode. So, if you see me kind of wincing a little bit, I'm just trying to fight through it. So let's just get into the questions. Jennifer wants to know, I own a small booth rental salon and one of the stylists asked to bring in her own assistant. She won't be using another stylist chair. The assistant will just be shampooing and applying toners. Do I charge her more? Do I need to get the assistant to sign anything saying she doesn't work for the salon? Jennifer, this is an interesting question. I would say that you don't really have much ground to stand on. If the original contract did not have anything to say about having assistants, and she's not using any other space, she's not using any more of the facility, she's paying her own assistant, no, I don't believe that you do get to charge her more just because now she's doing more. When the contract comes up and it's time to renegotiate that lease, then perhaps you want to put a disclaimer in there about that. But for now, I would say that there's nothing that can be done. She's renting her space, she's using her space, and so you as a leasee or a landlord in this situation have to be kind of hands off. She can do what she wants with the space while she's there. Tanya says, I got out of the business 3 or 4 years ago and I'm just getting back into it. I'm trying to reach out to old clients who I'd been doing their hair for almost 20 years. Do you think I will have any luck getting those clients back, or what percentage can I count on getting back? Tanya, congrats on getting back into the business. I think that that's awesome. Whatever took you away from it, life happens. Coming back, I hope you still have the same level of passion and excitement that you did back then. To be perfectly honest with you, I would say plan on zero coming back. They have been going to other stylists, they've been going to other salons for the past 3 or 4 years. They've began to rebuild those relationships. Now some might, but I would say plan on zero. You're going to have the hustle and the wherewithal and the business plans and all the knowledge in order to go out and rebuild your clientele and not be dependent on the clients that you had. I think that then we can look at anybody that comes back as a bonus as opposed to us expecting anybody to come back. I do think that it would still be good to reach out to them to let them know, because some of them might still be missing you as well. Jen wants to know, how do you get your stylist to be less messy, to treat the salon like their own and clean up after themselves? Jen, this is a really good question. To be honest, we kind of have a slogan where it's like, treat the salon as if it was your own, or in some cases better than if it was your own. And I think that it really starts from an ownership standpoint. It starts from being able to lead by example, and so a lot of pride goes into owning a salon, and so you want to make sure that your team is having, they're probably never going to have the equal amount of pride because they don't really, it's not their baby the same way that it is ours, but we want them to be proud of the place that they work in. If they're proud of the place that they work in, then they should be taking care of it. It really is that simple. Going around and making sure, double checking. That's one of the things about management that is somewhat annoying, is that management is constant. You're always having to make sure that people are following the systems, following steps, and that includes sanitation. And so if you have that one messy stylist where that they don't clean up, then you got to call them on it. You got to say, we need you to be doing your part to make sure that the salon looks its best. I also like taking things out of hiding. The color bar has been a huge improvement, because back in the day when we used to have our color back in the dispensary, it was unorganized, it was messy. But now that it's out in the open and in the middle of the salon, everybody treats it 100 times better than what it was. All right, so don't let people hide it. Make sure that you follow up with them and make sure that everybody has the pride in the salon the same way that you do, and you should be in good shape. Robert asks, how do you feel about carrying 3 lines of hair care products? Robert, this is a great question. I would honestly say that 3 different brands is about max. Now that's coming from somebody that carries a single line, but my single line also gives me multiple categories within it. We've got Paul Mitchell, Awapui, Mitch is a men's line. So there is some flexibility there. My big thing though is why do you feel you need to choose multiple things? right? And so if it's coming down to, well, we just want to rep a certain product line, what is the product line going to do for you, right? If you've got 3 committed brands that can sell well, that are going to give back to you in terms of marketing and education, then yeah, sure, go for it. But if you're just going to do 3 because you think you might be able to sell 3, I don't really know if that's going to be the best. You know, if you're talking about taking on a third line, I would introduce it, but then really look at the sales of the other 2 and see in 6 months has one dropped off a lot, because then drop that one and just stick with the 2 that are selling the best. My feeling is when we are focused on what we retail, it makes our recommendations that much stronger, because we can say this is my answer, versus when we have multiple different things. I think it sends the guest a message of, well, anything works, you know, pick up whatever you want. So that's just how I feel. I wish you the best of luck in your take-home sales. So guys, this was F&F Q&A 23. What I would really love, is for you to drop your questions in the comments below this video. It helps me out, helps the show out, gets us to be able to put out more information and just share more stuff and help grow more salons. So I appreciate you hanging out on this episode. As always, you can follow me online, follow Form and Function online, and most importantly, watch the next episode. We'll see you then.